All right, so let's actually go ahead and continue working. Um, so I would say, after we finish the cart, the checkout, the payment, and all of that, I would say that the part for the products right here is done. Well, maybe, other than just going ahead and displaying the products right here in the menu, and it will be really similar to this code right here. Um, you know, I would say that the products is over. We will display the items in the menu, but in the next couple of videos. But for now, I want to move ahead, right here with the home page, and I want to go ahead and I want to work um with booking the tables right here. All right, so for booking right here, I would say that the most complicated part, and it's the most complicated part, and it's not that complicated. It's actually validating the date right here. So we don't want the user to simply go ahead, um, and choose a date or book right here a date in the past, all right, or even in the present time. We want him to always book a date in the future, all right. Other than that, I would say everything right here is just submitting data inside a table, in the database, and that will actually be everything. All right, so let's go ahead and work with this. So the first step will be always like the routes. So I want to go right here, and I want to go booking tables like that. All right, so let me just copy any one of those, and let me go right here. This is actually a post tab, so let me paste this in. All right, so we'll go to food/booking right here, and we will go to the foods controller. We will hit something like booking tables. All right, so for the name right there, this will be foods dot booking dot table. All right, so save this. Let's copy this right here. Let's go to app, let's go to HTTP, let's go to controllers, let's go to foods, let's go to the foods controller right there. So I want to go down at the bottom right here, and I want to paste this in. So let me copy one of those. So the store checkout right here, I would say it's really similar. So let me copy this, go down at the bottom, and let me paste this in, got the name, let me go right there and paste this in. All right, so right here we will pass in the request just like that, and I want to go ahead and of course create some kind of model and a table to handle the bookings. All right, so I want to go and open up my command line. So I'm just gonna go PHP artisan make model, and this will be booking something like that. All right, so if we just press enter, we should go to the models right now, and we should see booking right there. All right, so I want to go to the cart, for example. Let me pick up my code. Let me go back to booking. Let me paste this in, so this will be booking. All right, so I wanna grab a few things right here. So I want to grab the name, the email, and the user ID. So actually we can go right here, name, email, and we have the user ID right there. All right, so what else? We want to grab the date, and we want to grab the number of people, and we want to grab the the request. All right, so this will be date. Right after this will be number of people. All right, and right after this we will have the request. All right, and I would say that this is actually everything that we need right here. So just save this. Let's copy the booking right here, and let's go ahead and create our table. So let me click new. I want to keep this so it will actually be bookings. All right, I want to keep it to be plural. This is like a convention, between programmers. So, all right, so this is kind of ridiculous. Come on. Should I stop the video? All right, so let me paste this in, and we will have like, I would say we'll have like 8 columns right here. So this will be ID. This will be integer. All right, ID once again. This will be integer. Let me just make everything real quick. And this will be auto increment. It will be a primary key. So right after this, we will have the user ID, name, email, date, right here. All right, so this will be user ID will be integer and it will be 10. The name right here is a varchar. It will be 200. All right, so for the email, again, varchar will be 200. And the date, I want to keep it also varchar, and it will be 200. All right, so right after this, we have the number of people, integer. All right, so this will be like 10, you know. And the request right there is actually a text, because this can be like unlimited characters, so we're not even gonna put like a length for it. So I also want another column right there, so this will be created at right here, and this will be timestamp, this will be current timestamp right here, and this will be updated at current will be timestamp, and it will be current timestamp. So let me click save. All right, so as you can see right here, there's the structure of our own table. All right, so let's go ahead right now and process the form and the rest of the logic. All right, so I want to include this model, so let me copy this and paste right there. So this will be booking like that. All right, so if we just go down at the bottom, this will be booking. All right, so I want to go right here and I want to create, of course, so this will be booking tables. All right, so we're gonna grab copy this, and let's go right here and paste. So this will be the user ID, user underscore ID, and we can grab this right away from, and not even use some kind of request or use an input. We can just go auth, and we can go user, and we can just grab the ID right away. All right, so right after this, we will grab the name and the email actually, and what else? We go back to booking. We are gonna grab the date. So there is the date right there, and we're gonna grab it from the input, with the name date. All right, and right after this, we're gonna grab the number of people. So there is the number of people and also the number of people right here, and right here we will have the request. So there's the request, and there's also our request, and the rest is simply we do not need it. All right, so all right, fine. Right after this, right after I book right here, I want to go ahead and I want to blah blah blah. No, we do not need actually any of this code right here, so just delete this, also delete this right there, and also delete this part. All right, so I just want to check if I insert it or not. All right, so I'm just gonna go return redirect right here, and I'm gonna go back to the home right here, and I'm gonna go with, and I'm gonna go booked, and I'm gonna send this message. Let me just check for this with, yeah, it's right there. I can just go you booked a table. All right, and I probably forgot the most important thing right here, which is actually checking if the date is valid or not, because as I told you, the user cannot choose a date in the date picker right here. You cannot choose a date in the past, because some users might do this. They might even pick like the 4th of July right here, which we cannot allow, right? Because we're in the 12th of July right here, as you can see. All right, so we want to validate for this. So to validate with this, I want to go right here and I want to go if the request date right here is greater, is equal to, let's say, the date of the day and the date of and the date sorry, the current date. All right, the current time is and date is right here. We need to compare it with this right here. So I want to grab it first, and there it is. So we're gonna go right here. We're gonna go first. Let's see, we're gonna go, should we go like months? I guess that we should go day first, and then month, and then year. So we're gonna go day / month / year, like that, and we're gonna go gonna keep it here like that, and we're gonna go HISE. So this part right here is for the hours, the seconds, and so on, and the minutes. All right, and whether it's EM or PM. All right, so this will allow us to simply just grab the date. So we're gonna see right here, current date, like that. All right, so we're gonna go right here, and we're gonna go if the request date right here is equal to the current date, or the request date right here is lesser than the current date. We should go right here, and we should display some kind of message and tell the user that he cannot choose the current date, or even or even like a date in the a date in the past. All right, because he's making the request date, because the request date is lesser than the current time. All right, so we want to go ahead and we want to return redirect route, and we're gonna go back to the home, and we're gonna go with error right here. So we can go, you can't book with a date with the current date, or with a date in the past. All right, so we can just go like this. All right, else that means that he's choosing a date in the future, which is totally fine. So we're gonna go right here, and we're gonna simply insert inside our table. All right, and right after this, I'm gonna go ahead right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and paste this in. So if the booking table now is fine, we're gonna go ahead to the home route once again, and we're gonna display the message letting the user that he booked this table right here successfully, for example. All right, so just save this whole thing right there. So what else? Yeah, the form. We forgot the form right there. So let's go down at resources. Let's go to views. Let's go to foods. Well, actually, it's not in foods. It's in the home right here. So we're gonna go. Let me pick this. Copy this. Let's go Control F. Not to go ahead and search for a whole. Throw this whole code. We can go Control F right away. So there is the form right here, and I'm gonna go method post, and I'm gonna go action. Let's see, I'm gonna choose my route that I set up, which is right here. All right, so let's paste this in, and I need the CSRF token, CSRF, like that. So I'm gonna go right here. So there is the input, let's see the name, because this is the most important part, and there is no name. So let me set the name right here. So the name is name. Let me copy this because we're gonna need it. Let me go right here and paste this in. So this will be email. Shouldn't be like that. All right, so also right here, let's paste this in. So this will be date. And the select box right here. Actually, we're gonna make this so it will be just 1 or 2 or 3, or you know what, let's keep it like this, you know, because it's gonna grab the data is gonna getting grabbed from the value right here, not the HTML text. All right, so let's go right here at the select and let's go number underscore people as I said it, and there is the text area, which is the request. So we're gonna go request like that, and the button right here type is submit. So, and I'm gonna also go name as submit like that. And I guess that everything right here looks cool. So yeah, this will refresh right now and we will have our first try with this. So be prepared for the errors. All right. All right, so there we go. There is the name, so I'm just gonna go right away, and there is the email right there, and there is the date and time. Let's try and pick a date in the past. All right, like the 3rd of July, for example. You know, again, today is the 12th of July, and the number of people I'm gonna keep it to, and the special request, let me just pick up some fake text right here. Let me paste right away. So if we click book now, let's see what's gonna go down. All right, so no message is being displayed. You know why? Because we did not put the session code and the plate template, you know, in the home. This is why. But let's see right here. Let's see if it's inserting or not. So if we click browse right here, let's see if it inserted. It's not inserting, which means that, you know, I would say it's 90% working because we chose to invalidate. Now let's go ahead and choose some validate, but even before this, I want to set up my messages. All right, so I want to go, for example, for the foods. Where did we put like some of our messages? If we go to the cart, for example, yeah, there we go. There is the part that we need. So if we copy this, I want this to be set like right above the form. So if I go ahead and paste this in, let's paste it another time, because we have 2 messages. We have one, you know, which is error right there. We want to go right here and paste this in. All right, the alert, I want it to be alert danger, type of danger, so it will actually be red. All right, and I want this word right here also to be error. And right after this, we have the booked right there. So let me copy this, paste right there and right there. All right, so I guess that if I save this, this should actually refresh, and we should have like, what's going on? Yeah, the design is being messed up, probably because I played with it right here. So let me cut both of those. Let me go right here above this part. Let me paste them, you know, right after, I would say right after this part right here, you know, at this comment, which is reservation start. Hopefully the design now is not messed up. All right, so it's not messed up. So let's try once again. If I go my name like that. All right, so for the date, so let me pick now a date in the future, which is 18th of July. Now it should actually insert since I picked up a date in the future. All right, so let's copy this, let's paste, click book now. All right, so we're going back to the home right here, and we're, you know, you cannot book with the current date or with a date in the past. All right, so something is wrong is happening. It's not inserting. Let's try and pick a date in the past right here. All right, so yeah, there is a problem with the error, you know, but let me try this once again. Now it shouldn't actually insert, all right, because we're choosing a date in the past. Let me copy, click book now. All right, so let me go down at the bottom. So again, it says you cannot book with the current date or with the date in the past. So let me try again a date in the future. If I click browse, all right, so Gmail. All right, so the 20th, and this is simply just in the future. All right, so if we copy this, paste, and click book now. All right, so there's not, you know, there is something wrong with the logic. So just give me a second, because it should insert actually. This shouldn't show up, and it should insert right inside the database. So just give me a second. All right, so the error was kind of tricky. If we go back to the controller right here, well, you know, I made a couple of changes. All right, so I made the current date right here. I made it so it will be m/d/y. You know, that's first of all. I start with the month and then the date and then the year right here. All right, so fix this. And the error was actually might be because I used the request right here, and I used also the request right here. So I made this so it will be special request. So this is actually the name of the input, all right? And I made this, sorry, this is actually the column in the database, all right? So I made this instead of request, so it will be the special request. And this right here will be special request also, which is the input, all right? And you also need to change them in like 2 other places, or you know, something like that. So if you go to booking, set this to special request, because now we should change the name of the column in the database. All right, and also go to the form and change this to special request, or SBE underscore request like this. All right, we should just avoid using the word request. All right, and also go to your database structure right here and change it like I'm changing it right now. Instead of request, special request, just like this right here. All right, and it should actually work with you. As you can see, I actually inserted my first booking right here. As you can see, the date is the 20th, the 20th of July right there, which is in the future. All right, so I want to actually delete this, and I want to, all right, and I want to work with this once again. All right, now let's do like a couple of final tries. So this will be my name right there. This will be, let's get back to this. All right, so we can just keep this Gmail, and this is the date. So I want to choose like a date in the past, for example. All right, so why it's not working exactly? This is actually the current date. It's giving me the current date, and I don't even want it. All right, that's fine. So let me go ahead and do the special request, copy this and paste. If we click book now, and if we go down at the bottom, you can see that, you know, you booked a table successfully right there. So if we just click browse, all right, so it's grabbing the data right here. I actually don't want it. I don't want this to go ahead and allow me, let's see. I don't want it. I don't want to allow the user to simply do the current time, month, day / year. Let's try once again. The weird thing that it's actually just giving me, it's not giving me the date picker, which I'm not sure why. All right, so there is the date picker. So let me choose a date in the past. All right, so let me go ahead right here and do my email. I'm gonna keep it the same as the name, and let's go to this special request right there. Let's just check if it's inserting in the past or not, because this is, you know, we can tolerate inserting in this time, but not in in the past. All right, so it's not going to insert in the past, which is great, as you can see right over here. All right, so it says you cannot book list the current date or list the date in the past. So as you can see right here, I would say that, you know, it's working like 99% or 95%, and that's enough for me. If we just go Gmail like that, if we copy this, if we go to the email, all right, if we go to the special request, this is actually the current time. All right, so current time, request date. All right, so I would say we click book now. Let's see what's gonna go down. All right, so we want to go, this will be .com like that. We click book now. We go down at the bottom. You can see that you booked, you know, a table successfully. All right, so that's fine. We're gonna keep it so it will book in the current time. We might change it in the future if we want to. All right, but the important part is that's not gonna insert in the past. So this will be all, and I will see you in the next video.